Welcome to English Practice Every Day. Today we will learn multiple meanings of the word counter. Counter, which is used as a noun, a verb, an adjective, an adverb, and a prefix. We will master this word by using simple sentences to understand all meanings. Let's start. Please speak out loud with me. Word counter as a noun means a flat, horizontal surface used for various purposes, often in retail or kitchen settings. Counter as a noun means a flat, horizontal surface used for various purposes, often in retail or kitchen settings. The bar had a long, polished mahogany counter. The bakery's counter was filled with delicious pastries. Mary placed the groceries on the counter for the cashier to scan. Second meaning of counter as a noun is an opposing or rival person or thing. Counter as a noun means an opposing or rival person or thing. The famous painter found a worthy counter in the art world. The team's defense was a strong counter to the opponent's offense. The superhero's arch nemesis was a formidable counter to their powers. Third meaning of counter as a noun is a device for counting or registering numbers, typically found on machinery or equipment. Counter as a noun means a device for counting or registering numbers, typically found on machinery or equipment. The gas pump displayed the cost on the counter. The stopwatch had a digital counter for accuracy. The factory's machines had a counter to track production. Word counter as a verb means to react to something with an opposing or contrary action. Counter as a verb means to react to something with an opposing or contrary action. Lisa countered Jack's anger by saying sorry to him. The player countered the aggressive move with a defensive stance. The government sought to counter the effects of the economic downturn. Second meaning of counter as verb is to offer a contrary argument or response to a statement. Counter as a verb means to offer a contrary argument or response to a statement. Jane countered Adam's proposal with a different approach. The scientist countered the criticism with additional research findings. The attorney countered the witness's testimony with a cross-examination. Third meaning of word counter as verb is to make a numerical count of something. Counter as a verb means to make a numerical count of something. They need to counter the votes in the election. Peter was asked to counter the number of attendees at the event. The machine will automatically counter the number of products produced. Fourth meaning of word counter as a verb is to reduce or neutralize the effects or impact of something. Counter as a verb means to reduce or neutralize the effects or impact of something. Amy took a pain reliever to counter the headache. The medication is designed to counter the allergic reaction. The diplomat worked to counter the tensions between the two nations. Word counter as an adjective means opposite or opposing in nature. Counter as an adjective means opposite or opposing in nature. The counter view on the topic is worth considering. George presented a counter-argument to William's thesis. Counter viewpoints are essential for a well-rounded discussion. Word counter as an adverb means in opposition or response to something. Counter as an adverb means in opposition or response to something. Despite the protests, the decision went counter to public opinion. Julia moved counter to the crowd, making her way toward the exit. The artist deliberately painted counter to the established style, creating a unique masterpiece. Word counter as a prefix is used to indicate opposition, contrast, or negation. Counter as a prefix is used to indicate opposition, contrast, or negation. The counter example disproved the theory. The counter offer proposed a lower price for the house. The counter argument presented a different perspective on the issue. The counterintuitive result of the experiment surprised the researchers. The counterclockwise rotation turned the wheel in the opposite direction. That's all for today's vocabulary practice session. Please go through this video again and master this word, counter, with all its meanings. Bye for now.